What is going on, my Atomic Cycle Works friends? So guess what? We haven't been producing the videos we wanted to, but we are filming them. I'm trying to get caught up. Many of you know we fell behind. I was sick for a while, then got injured, and it's crappy, and we're doing everything I can to rectify that, get back on track, and make sure it doesn't happen again. The tough part about our business is, like I've said before, it's me doing the work, and I appreciate you guys for doing that, but you guys do deserve to have backup plans and protocols in place to make sure that your stuff gets done when I am unable to do it. So moving forward, when you watch our channel, well, actually moving forward for the next couple of videos, they're gonna be horrible because I'm trying to rush through the videos so I don't rush through the seats to get a few people their seats back that were patient with us. What I end up doing is when we fell behind, we scheduled our workout for a month in advance after that to kind of give us a little bit of leadway to get back on track, which we are this close. By the time you guys probably watch this video, I'm hoping that everything's shipped out and we're good to go and back on track. And I appreciate the guys that have been patient with us, very understanding, very forgiving, probably better than I would be. And I appreciate the loyal support of our channel, which brings me what I wanted to talk about for the topic of this video. For those of you who work with us small guys that make the stuff, true craftsmen that stay on it, talk one-on-one with you and deal with you and listen to you, we appreciate you big time because we know how difficult it is these days. And we kind of, as I am an open book and I tell you how difficult it is for us as a shop, I want to talk about a few things like that and then also strategize. Hopefully you guys could help us come up with a better plan to move forward to really nail this down and solve these problems. In our business, in the motorcycle seat business, this has been going on forever, is that people steal things. The big manufacturers, you heard me say, watch the younger guy or little guys, little shops like us. They see something creative, they kind of copy it, they throw it right into production. They start to lose their creativity sometimes. There are companies that you see that are doing stuff like I'll see Saddlemen now that are really getting heavy into the bagger racing and all that type of stuff. And they must have a crew of guys, younger guys over there who are really into it. And kudos to them because that's what it's about. When you're in it to win it, that's what you want to see. I want a seat company that listens to the customers, that does stuff, that gets it done, that puts their product out there, and that's what it's about. Just stealing stuff from people isn't good. I'm going to go through and tell you some history on the seats, what we've gone through, what I've seen, and it's been an up and down road in the seat business, but what happens is a lot of the manufacturers obviously lose touch with reality because they're not having a lot of customers come in and listening to you guys and saying, oh, wait, we need to change this up. Because you'll see over the years, our seats change based on rider style, position, all that different stuff because we listen to everything you guys say. So what happens with them is they are unable to because they just mass produce shit. They're not really involved in it. And those companies kind of have been around doing this and it's kind of difficult to deal with that. But what's funny is I look back and say, we all have done it. You know, it's not just like, what's funny is I look at like the FXR motorcycles for Harley and you look at the seats that were made and people are all coming out with their seats on their new creative seats and all this stuff. Honest to God, everybody is copying Lepera. If you look back to the original Lepera seats for FXRs, everybody's just ripping them off. And to this day, you're basically redoing what they've already done. And a lot of that's kind of like, I feel bad for them because their history, being in the business for so long, doing what they did, they've created a lot of cool seats, and they created a lot of us because when I first got into this, we weren't making motorcycle seats. We were basically redoing Lepera seats, factory seats, Mustang seats, and Corbin seats. That was it. There wasn't really, I can't think of anybody else besides those that we were redoing. And usually it was changing seat covers, making custom seat covers, full modifications, you know, stuff we still do to this day, which is very common because a lot of seat manufacturers have their own speciality where like a Mustang seat, well now they're different, but Mustang seats used to be huge and touring seats and puffy and big. And the people who love that cushiness loved their seats and swore by them. Other people would ride a Corbin seat, which is a big seat that has really hard, firm foam. And people that conforms to, they would swear by those seats and say they're the best seats ever. And then you always had that mismatch of all the different companies and each benefit from them. Unanimously, they all get to a point where they have to kind of steal ideas from other people. Which brings us to the funny part. So what we did years ago, which I thought was good at the time, but I learned the hard way, and a customer had brought this up, why am I not putting our labels on seats? And for me, I've been doing this since I was like 15, 16, 17 years old. I just always thought it was gaudy. Maybe it's my low self-esteem. I just never thought putting your name on it would do good because I hate like things plastered all over cars and bikes and trucks and stuff when there's stickers all over them. It's just not my thing. I like smooth and clean. But now I'm learning a little more to value, and it's because of what we did and what I'm seeing that other seat manufacturers are doing. And I'm also seeing how these seat manufacturers are kind of screwing themselves and not even realizing it. What I did 30 years ago is we started to manufacture our seats, customize our seats for bike shops and bike builders. We would put their name on the seat tag. They would really get a hard on over it because now they're, they got their name on the bike. It looks like their seat and their brand and all that stuff, which is cool because we would make the seats, we would get paid. They would be out there and they're hustling it more because they're proud of something that they have to offer, which is good because that's what this business is about, is that teamwork and camaraderie. And that's what used to help it grow, and that kind of went by the wayside. Looking back, we probably should, which we did on a few of them, have more of a collaboration like we used to do with Fat City Cycles, and would have an Eddie Barrett seat. So the same tag would be on both. You'd actually see Eddie Barrett and Fat City. So if something ever happened to a bike shop, you still know where the seats came from, and it helped us out and it helped them out. And that's how we did it. Now I see a lot of these manufacturers are doing the same thing. One manufacturer making seats for everybody. So it's pretty much the same seat, just private label through all these different places. And what's going to happen, or what happens, is a lot of the smaller guys come and go. And then if you're not, going to the original seat manufacturer, you are not getting, you don't know what you're getting or where it's from. So you might like the seat, flip it over, and it says someplace that went out of business 10 years ago. I feel personally that a seat manufacturer, seat builder, customizer should be more in tune with their customers and the industry. And you want our seat because we care about your ass, your riding style, your comfort. So to me, you would want a Mustang seat because their name. You'd want a Corbin seat because their name. And not Joe Schmo who buys a Corbin seat who sells it as their own brand, if that makes any sense. And I don't mean to take that in any disrespect, because I know there are a few companies that I've seen really hustle. They're trying to take seats that are manufactured by a place, come up with an actual product line for a specific motorcycle and push it with their name. And they're trying to build their brand, they're trying to get their name out there. And I get that and I understand that. And that's not so much the shitty part of this video where I'm getting to. It's backfiring. So now China, Taiwan, all these other countries have gotten involved, knocking off everybody's seats. And now they're selling to all these shops, doing like a private labeling thing, allowing them to rebrand these low quality crap seats. And I can't say, some of them, they're actually getting better quality, better manufacturing processes, which is great. The problem is they're refining their business professionalism based off of stealing stuff from other people. And if you keep stealing that stuff and not paying the people who are doing it, eventually there's nobody there creating, getting down in the industry and doing that. Because I honestly, well, maybe I'm wrong, but I can't see China sending someone over, going to a bagger event, falling in love with the culture, building the different stuff and getting in that scene and creating it. Although I have seen Japan do some similar stuff where Japan takes over an industry because they get so involved, they get so passionate about it, that I have seen some of their stuff work. But the great thing about Japan is they build quality and their prices are still of value. They're not just knocking stuff off for cheap. That's why I say I really appreciate you guys who support us, because we're the guys that are here for you to do this. And I appreciate the people that are patient with us, because we're not just pouring chemicals together and having the foam pop out. We're shaving this and carving it. And we're listening to your in and outs. And it's not just your specific in and outs, because one person might not change a whole seat design. But if you have like we did with the FLH, with the Harley touring bikes, is it started to get so much the same thing. Shave the sides, lower it, raise the back, create a dish for the rear passenger so they don't feel like they're sliding forward or backwards when you crack the throttle or when you slow down. So it kind of defined the seat that we were doing. One of the seats that was defined so much kind of ticked me off, because the whole seat was a fluke. We designed it based off of form and function. Form meets function, yeah, and not design, not just the pretty aesthetic of it. It was literally, everybody came in, shave the sides, lower it, raise the back, dish it out, shave the sides. We started doing that all the time, which came to a seat that we were almost about to reproduce, and then all of a sudden I saw that seat being reproduced exactly the way we had been doing it. So then you're like, they've already knocked it off, they're already in production with it, and like me, I just kind of move on, which brings us to another segment, is that we're not going to be moving on. We are going to be pushing really hard to build our seat company and brand. I actually reached out to a few seat companies because I didn't want to go through the whole process. I love what I do. I like dealing one-on-one with the customers. I like building custom seats. I like doing what I do. But you can't have a company with one person doing it. You need to have a company where you guys have products that you could buy from us, who you trust, who we are listening to you. But I reached out to them to say, hey, If you wanted to network with us, advertise on our channel, we get a lot of motorcycle people in here. I have zero problems with any of the seat manufacturers. Each one has their own positive like thing that they do. None of them really are responsive. They kind of, I don't know, it's just a weird thing. So I kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it. And then I said, you know what? Let's just build our own seat company up and see how it goes. You know, we've been pussyfooting around this for the last 30 years. Like I always build custom and do custom. And we just did a little about section on our website for Atomic Cycle Works that kind of tells a brief gist of the history of our up and downs and where we do and what led us here. And I ended up taking a hiatus from something I really love doing, which is the motorcycle seats, because business gets involved. When I got sick, you realize if you're sick, you're not making money, things aren't happening, so you realize you need a business. And they always say to build a business, how do they say it? Work on your business, not work in your business type of thing. The problem with me is I love this. I get jealous of the employees when they're working doing this because I really enjoy doing this. I would like to try to get our business going. I don't want to be a huge seat company, but I would like to provide specialty seats to specialty people, you know, special seats to special people, give you something you really want and deserve. The problem that we're having is I keep backing off because of all the knockoff artists and all the rip-offs and all that stuff. So what we are thinking about doing, which you could chime in please and let me know good, bad, or indifferent, we're gonna do the Eddie Barrett Signature Series seats, right? So if you buy a seat from us, it'll be labeled, and actually the seats that we're doing now, because it's new, and we're finishing up these last few seats that have been held back, didn't get that, but we are gonna ship all this to them, and they're gonna be numero uno on the program. So I'm thinking about doing the Eddie Barrett Signature Series of our seats, and what it will be is we'll do some sort of definition, say C for custom and maybe B for built. So if we have you send your seat in there, we obviously didn't make it, and we don't want to take credit for a Harley Davidson seat and all that stuff, but we did customize it, and you deserve to have people know that you had your seat built by us and we care. And so we'll do that as a custom, and then we'll have something designated for the production. So if you buy an actual seat fully built by us, then that's built by us, so that'll get a different designation. But either way, your seats will be put into like a registry, and then we won't have to worry about people copying our stuff. They could try to, they could copy it, but it's still not the original deal. And I know for a lot of people that doesn't matter because they're just looking for cheap. Drives me crazy because I found the motorcycle industry is filled with true patriots and good people in this country. And it doesn't matter whether you're riding a Harley or a Honda, everybody usually merges together very well. They're good people and they do good for their communities, which is a great thing. But when you're overlooking the fact that you're hurting your own country, your own production by purchasing cheap stuff in third world countries, at some point you got to kind of look in the mirror and say, well, if I can't afford this seat, should I just not buy it, or should I wait and buy the real thing? Should we go back to the way it used to be when you would buy for quality, not quantity? And you would buy because you want it and you need it and you have to have it and you just really desire that, or just because, hey, oh, it's cheap, I'll just buy another one, throw it on, I'll be cool, I'll look like every other guy riding down the street with a cheap knockoff seat. You're gonna have to decide that, but we're here, and instead of like cowering down and saying, you know what, we give up because we can't beat China, we can't beat Amazon, we can't beat all these things, we are gonna push through. We're gonna try to take you along our journey, showing you we're going through making production stuff in-house so we can have like better foam and gluing tables and all things like that. So you're gonna watch us try to progress, and hopefully if you buy our seats or buy our merch or any of that stuff to support us, you could help us grow this and grow an American-made company that is totally proud of what we do and grassroots, real, no fake, real. So once again, I appreciate you guys for watching our videos. We will have a couple really cool videos coming up, but there's gonna be a little bit gap, which drives me crazy. The reason I'm doing this video is, one, I have to speak my mind, but two, we need to keep it consistent to keep the YouTube algorithm crap going. So we have to have a video up in the background. I am videotaping all these seats that we're doing, and somehow gonna compile videos so that it's a good video of these seats, because the customers deserve to have a nice video to show you how their seats were done and show you that I give a shit about what we do for you. So please like, share, follow, subscribe, ring the bell, tell a friend. Thanks for watching.